I know it's been about like 7 months since I did a YouTube video. I believe my last one was a Halloween look, Pocahontas. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, the reason why I took such a long break is because I became a mommy to this beautiful, beautiful little girl named Liani Valentina Ross. So yeah, I've just been doing mommy duties and just taking care of my responsibilities with this little one. And I also have been really busy working. So I decided to do my debut back on YouTube, and I decided to do the video on pretty much how I became a makeup artist. I get the question all the time on Instagram, but it's just so hard for me to answer back to everyone. And ouch, the main reason is because it's very time consuming, which takes away time from my daughter. So that's one of the main reasons why I haven't responded to that question. So yeah, I hope this video helps you guys on how to become a successful makeup artist. So the way that I got started was when I was about 16 years old. I was still in high school, and that's where my desire to learn about makeup started. Yes, this is what being a mommy is. So I used to lock myself in my room all the time. My mom would come knocking on my bedroom door at like 3 or 4 in the morning because I would literally stay up all night, like practicing all these different looks. And back when I started with makeup, I mean, YouTube existed, it just wasn't as big as it is now. Instagram definitely did not exist. It was more like MySpace days, and in those days no one really used it for makeup the way Instagram and YouTube is used now. So what I would do is I would just take like all these ads that I would see on Google or like magazine pictures and just try to duplicate the look that I seen on the picture. And I did that for years, until I started working in the hospital when I was about 20. And that's where I was so unhappy working in the medical field. I thought that's where I wanted to be, but once I actually got in it, I realized that it was something I did not like at all. I always used to go to work super glammed up, and all the nurses used to always ask me, "Where do you think you're going?" And I always used to get questions like, "Oh, how do you do your eyebrows, this and that?" So that's when I was like, I should actually like make this into a career. Like, it's obvious that people are interested in the way that I do makeup, and they're also intrigued to learn based on what they've seen on my face. So I just did that. I just practiced all the time, and then I was like, you know what? It's time that I apply at MAC. Everyone kept telling me, "Oh, you should work at MAC, you should work at MAC." But then I was just like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm good enough to work at MAC. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Everyone starts from somewhere. So I was like, enough putting myself down. If other people think I'm doing it good, obviously I must be doing something right, unless everyone's blind, but that obviously wasn't the case. So I grabbed like a bunch of girls that I knew, and I did their makeup, and I did like before and afters, and built a portfolio. So in my portfolio I had pictures of the before and a picture of the after, just so that when I turn in the application and I have my portfolio for the manager to see, she could see my work from beginning to end. I also included maybe like 2 or 3 pictures of myself, but not too much. I wanted to do pictures of other people so that the manager could see my level of skill other than on myself, because it's easier to do makeup on yourself than it is on other people, because everyone's features are different, skin color is different, So we're used to our own face. So it's a challenge when you're doing it on someone else. So to me, if I were to show the manager that I could do that, then that right there shows her that I'm ready to work at MAC. Now, obviously, before I started at MAC, I would never say that I had all the skills that I needed to know. But it was enough, I feel like, as a beginner. It was enough. I knew enough, I felt like, to actually get the job. Obviously, when you get the job at MAC, you're sent off to training. So I went in and I, again, turned in my portfolio, my application. I spoke to the manager face to face for about 15 minutes. And I just pretty much tried to sell myself, not just by pictures of what I was showing her in my portfolio, but so that she could see that I'm also like a very social person. I have like a true passion for the makeup industry. It's not something that I just did for fun or a hobby, but it was something that I really, truly loved doing. So she obviously seen that in me, because about 3-4 days later, I got called in for an interview, and I did my interview, which was my face-to-face interview with the manager, and then I also did my interview with the model, where I had to apply makeup on a model in 30 minutes. I had to use all MAC products, and I also had to talk to my model as if she were a customer in MAC, and just explaining to her everything that I'm putting on her face and why I'm using that product. And believe me, I was so freaking nervous, and I was getting watched, and the whole store was looking at me while I was doing it, and I was freaking out. But then after a while, I was like, listen, everyone that got the job at MAC, eventually, at one point, they all had to go through what I went through. So I was just like, all right. I took out the nerves, and I was like, you got this. Everybody has been through it. You're not the first person, nor would you be the last person. So I went along and did my interview, and the manager was like, you did a great job, but we'll give you a call in a couple days and we'll let you know the final answer. And a couple days went by. I got the phone call that I got the job, which was the best news that I could possibly get. So once I got the job with MAC, I went, I'm sorry, just going crazy. This is what a 6-month baby does. Spits everywhere and pulls mommy's hair. So after I got the job, I got sent off to the basic training, which it's just a training just to learn like the basic things about makeup. And of course, working at MAC and all the practice you get with different customers, you eventually will get better and better at applying makeup, because you get so much practice out of it working there. So I worked at MAC for about 6-7 months, and then I found out that I was preggers with this little monster right here. Yeah. So once I found that I was pregnant, I ended up leaving MAC, and the only reason was because it was very hard working retail while being pregnant. It's like a lot on your body. And in the beginning of my pregnancy, it was not beautiful. I had morning sickness. I would get dizzy spells all the time. And I started showing really fast, so my back was already killing me. Ugh, it was just crazy. So I kind of just relaxed at home for the beginning of my pregnancy. And then towards the middle and ending of my pregnancy, that's when I started freelancing on the outside, which is I was doing makeovers at home, in my studio, at people's houses, just wherever I could possibly do makeovers at, that's where I was doing makeovers at. And that again gave me even more of an opportunity to practice on other people. And then after I had the baby, I took about a month or 2 off from doing makeovers, period. I had her November 11th. So I believe the first makeover I did was like late December, early January. And that's where I really went hard with doing makeovers, because I was like, all right, I'm not pregnant anymore, so I can finally do what I've been wanting to do for months, and I don't have to worry about my back hurting or getting nauseous, because I did have a super bad experience one time. I was doing a makeover and I was pregnant, and the girl was asking me, oh, do you ever get nauseous or throw up? And I'm like, psh, not really, no. About 10 seconds after saying no, I got super nauseous and threw up all over her bathroom. Her freaking husband was in the bedroom sleeping. I had to like run in the room because her bathroom was in her bedroom. It was just a disaster. So ever since that day, I was like, all right, I'm just going to take a break until I feel a lot better. And, okay, so then I had her, and fast forward to like January. I started doing makeovers, and I've been doing makeovers back to back to back. And I've been to Miami, I've gone to New York. Now I have a makeup class, which is called The Beauty Bakery. I do it with my business partner, Patrick Starr. He's also on YouTube and Instagram. And that has been a huge, huge success for us. And I've been so shocked to see how many fans we really do have. It's pretty surreal. You know, you see it online, whatever. But when your fans actually come in person to meet you and to learn from you, it's just such an amazing feeling. She thinks so too. It's an amazing feeling, because it's like, gosh, I remember when I just started and I was looking for artists to really learn things from, but it was so hard because, you know, I didn't have the access like people have now with social media. And yeah, so it's honestly an honor the way people just admire our work, admire us. I'm very open with parts of on Instagram. I've showed people my whole journey of pregnancy, being a mother. So I can relate to a lot of people, not just makeup artists, but new mommies trying to get into the work field or getting back into the groove. It is very hard having a baby, but it's not impossible. I luckily have amazing support from my family, so if I ever have to travel out of state, my amazing family helps me out with the baby. But if you don't have that option, take your kids with you. I would take her with me. Only thing is, she has like a super overprotective grandmother, so my mom is like afraid of her going on a plane, which is not a big deal to me. I would take her with me. But grandma wants to stay with her, so I let grandma bond with her. Yeah, but pretty much like my journey to becoming a makeup artist, it was definitely tough. It's a lot of competition. Yes, you do have people that will backstab you in the industry, unfortunately. But don't let it get to you. Don't compare your work to other people. That was like the worst thing I used to do when I was younger, is compare my artistry to someone else, which I feel like is a huge no-no. And the reason is because we all have our own techniques and our own styles of doing makeup. So it's not fair to yourself to compare yourself to someone, especially if the person's been in the industry, let's say for 10 years and you just started. Like, sweetheart, that person that's been in there for 10 years, at one point they probably did makeup worse than what you think you could do makeup. What happened? What happened? What happened? So yeah, my advice to you guys, it's just to stay strong, remain positive at all times, right? Say be positive all the time. And just keep striving. There's so much to learn as an artist. You can never know enough. There's always room to grow. There's always room to learn. So yeah, don't ever think you're better than the next person, because you never know when you'll need that person. Try not to burn your bridges with other people, with other artists. Just just keep going strong. And if you're a mother, you can do it. I'm doing it. I know I sound like one of those school commercials that are like, get off the couch, you can do it. But it's true, you really can. It's definitely tough, but it's not impossible. I swear. And it's a beautiful thing to have your child be able to see you succeed. You know, I didn't graduate college, so I have to push myself so that my daughter could see that there's no excuse to not being successful. You know, I want her to respect her mother and know that her mother did everything in her power so that she could always have food on the table and a roof over her head. That's the most important to me. And I know that when she gets older, she will appreciate that. So I hope that this video really did you guys well. I know it's pretty long. Sorry. And yeah, and Patrick and I are actually having a beauty bakery in Houston and Dallas. Houston, it will be June 25th, and Dallas, it'd be June 27th or 28th. He's gonna kill me because I don't remember. One of the two. So if you are in Texas, we would love to see you at our Beauty Bakery, Texas. You can find the link on our bios on Instagram. I'm Viva_glam_KAY. And he is Patrick Star with 3 R's at the end on Instagram. So if you don't have us on Instagram, follow us and you get to keep up with me as a mommy and a working woman, and also keep up with Patrick, who is such an amazing artist. So love you all. Thank you all for all the support you continue to show me, my family, and my friends, all of us. Thank you. We love you from the bottom of our hearts, and if it weren't for you guys, then I honestly would not be where I'm at right now. So thank you. Love you all. Bye. Mwah. Say bye. Bye.